Hey there, podcast listeners! Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to podcast 25. Today, I am joined by Kyle.
Hey.
As always, these podcasts are broken down in three parts. First, we have the news, then we have the comments, some more news, and somewhere in there we talk about probably YouTube and how our weeks have been doing. Today, on our first thing, we're talking about our favorite topic, vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
You want to read the headline?
In a first, an Ebola vaccine wins approval from FDA.
Woo! Take that, anti-vaxxers. You can F off. That's right. I hate anti-vaxxers. Sorry, strongly dislike. I hate them. Alright, so let's read further into this article on sciencenews.org. Alright, so the Ebola vaccine already deployed against the often deadly disease is an ongoing outbreak in the Congo. It's the first approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The vaccine, called Irbirdo, developed by pharmaceutical company Merck. Okay.
Irbirdo?
I don't know how do you say that?
I think it's like Irbirdo.
I don't know. Underwent testing during the 2014-2016 Ebola outbreak in West Africa that was found to be effective at warding off an infection. Approved for those 18 and older, the vaccines prevent disease caused by one species of Ebola virus, Zira Ebola virus. Wow, that's a wonderful species name. Actually, I don't know if it's a virus. Does it have a species name?
Yeah, viruses have.
Species?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were doing that in one of our labs. That we had the influenza has the same thing.
Okay. So this is the Zaire Ebola virus.
I think Zaire is where it originated from.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
FDA's action announced December 19th follows in the footsteps of the European regulators' approval in November of whatever. While cases of Ebola in the United States are extremely rare, the FDA considers the vaccine a crucial tool to stop the spread of the disease. In the Congo's Ebola outbreak, there have been 3,351 cases and 2,211 deaths as of December 18th, according to the World Health Organization. More than 250,000 people have been vaccinated. Wow. Good.
Is that just in Congo? Or is that everywhere?
It doesn't say. I'm assuming just in the Congo. And probably worried Americans and Europeans. Health officials.
Europeans more than the U.S.
Well, I don't know. They said
it didn't really affect the U.S. as much when the outbreak happened. What?
It was 2016.
5 years.
About 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago.
If it was here in 2015, it was in 2016.
Well, it was second semester.
Of what?
Of the year, so it would have been the first of the year that it really hit strong in America.
I just remember that nurse got it and everybody freaked out. It literally was nothing. Working to control the outbreak have been aided by vaccines as well as experimental treatments for those already infected. 2 of the 4 treatments provide effective at preventing death from the disease in a clinical trial conducted during the outbreak. One of those treatments is made by the...
Highlight it.
This right here.
Regeneron
Pharmaceuticals. A major financial supporter of the Society of Science and the public. Okay. What publishes science. The number of new cases has been declining, but contributions in the many in the country remain treacherous for those working to bring the outbreak to an end. In late November, armed attackers killed 4 workers assisting in the outbreak, including a member of the vaccination team. That's right. They're in the Congo. They use Ebola as biological warfare, don't they?
I think the I don't really think they're terrorist groups, they're like extrema groups,
Well, that's what it says, extremists.
extremist groups. They use biological warfare because that's what the Hun did to the British Empire when the Black Plague. They would throw the dead bodies that were infected over the walls.
Yeah,
They would, like,
Mythbusters test that.
They
Yeah,
would
it's
lay
possible.
they would lay a siege to no one gets in, no one gets out, and then they'll just throw dead bodies over the wall, and eventually it would kill everyone. Then they'll let loose rats and all that. Fun.
How'd they never get the Black Plague? Or are they, like, immune to it?
I think they use catapults.
Yeah, but you have to have some schmuck load it. Does that schmuck get, like, killed afterwards?
I don't know.
And burned?
They probably did. I don't know. Well, their medicine was a lot better than British. The British were all
They
like,
have antibiotics, though.
yeah, but they used like herbs and all, like,
Herbs.
I don't know, stuff. But like Europe, they're like, oh, you have pus
God.
coming. You have pus coming out of your thumb. That's good. You're good.
God.
You're cured.
God will help you.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. God.
That's what they were like. Yep.
Anyways, fun time for Europe. So yeah. So, anti-vaxxers are just...
I don't know why.
I just know how to pull them into this because, I mean, it's true. And in this case, it's just another thing. But I think we've actually talked about Ebola before on this, on one of these podcasts.
You talk about vaccines.
Well, we always talk about vaccines and drugs. I just don't remember. I think we did talk about it one time, like one of the really early podcasts. Let me know in the comments below if you remember. I do remember talking about this at some point. Because I remember the guerrilla warfare tactics, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I did talk about it on the podcast. Maybe it's the first time. But this is also the last podcast of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Last one recorded in 2019. I believe. Actually, hold on. Don't quote me on that.
So is this the end of season 2 of Dr. Sheep?
End of season. Oh.
So we're starting season 3.
I didn't know there were seasons.
I think we should do seasons. Every year is a new season. I think that'll be kind of cool to separate things.
It's a little late now.
Well, you just... Let's just start it. Season 1.
Well, I mean, I would have had to say
Everything
that.
up to this point was just the pilot.
What? Well, okay. Well, no, okay. Well, for 2020, I was going to redo the intro. But since I don't have an editing software, which I'll get into this later, the whole editing thing, that'll be how my week's been going. Hell. That is the answer. Hell. Yeah, we'll get into that later. Yeah. Anyways, back to this Ebola thing. Yeah, they use Ebola as which is why they have a hard time controlling it, because they're killing the people that are there to help,
Mm-hmm.
and they're also then spreading the dead bodies.
Yeah, I
which
remember
have
that.
the Ebola virus.
Extremist groups went into that camp, that medical camp, and they just killed all the... Well, they didn't kill all the medical staff, but they killed a number of medical staff.
So maybe, yeah, I do remember that story.
I remember it was on... There's like an NBC, like, on Snapchat that I watch, and they were talking about how, like, extrema groups went into this camp that was helping the people. Because I know it's Chad that has the problem where their government is basically not the greatest, where
I don't think any of those sub-Saharan African countries have
a lot of it's controlled by the extrema groups. The extrema groups have, like, they are, I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, they're posing complications in the area.
They're always posing complications. But you know what? America's beating the crap out of ISIS, so. Even though Trump's on his deathbed here for being president.
I've seen some...
Actually, he's not. I don't know what I'm saying.
He's in a peach.
He's in a peach, but he can't. They're not going to get him out of office because he ain't going to resign.
The
That's just not
Senate,
who
the
he is.
Senate won't do it.
There's too much.
If he
there's majority-
resigns, it just proves that something's up.
Right. But I mean, the Senate is a majority Republicans, and they need 2/3.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna get that.
I don't think they're going to convince enough
there
Republicans.
was two. There was two Democrat House members that said no, we're not going to impeach him, which I was kind of shocked about.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. But
I
yeah.
mean, like, some of them are moderates, and they also
Mhm.
understand that we've been spending billions of dollars on this,
Yeah.
and it's going to get to the Senate and get shut down.
And
Of course, you'd vote no.
I get, yeah, they should look into this because there's some questionable actions that he's done, but
Well, I think
he
the
only
thing-
has 1 year left of presidency,
but he's going to get reelected.
and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is, what they should have done is yes, put it into question, wait until the elections. If he gets reelected, then move on with impeachment.
Yeah, because then
Then
if
because
the-
then you have 4 years to do it.
and also provided you have control of both the House and the Senate.
Yeah. There's no point into. Personally, yeah, I think it needs to be done, but not in his last year.
But the Democrats would also need 2/3 to control the Senate, which is that's hard
They're
to
gonna
do.
have to win over a lot of Republicans. Like,
But it's not going to happen because
It's
the
not-
Republicans are going to be afraid to lose the committee spots.
Mhm.
Nebraska Republicans, other than Deb Fisher, they would probably do it because because we have term limits. So if this is their last
Mhm.
term, yeah, they'll do it. They're not going to lose the committee spot. They'll lose the committee spot.
yeah,
But they're going to be. They can't get reelected anyways. So it'll be up to the new Republican, which will get the committee spot anyways, because that's just how the seniority system works.
hmm
And the fact that if you leave Nebraska out of agriculture talks, you've just cut off like a good portion of the United States'
income.
ag sector. So
We're a
It's-
huge portion. Of
it's
it.
probably they kind of need to leave us in there. Otherwise, they could completely derail. They could derail a good portion of.
They
the,
don't realize
ag
how
sector.
much we support their economy.
Oh, we don't support anything. We just have so much. If they do something that say it benefits California agriculture, but would be a backfire on us,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to see they're going to notice. There are going to be a lot of angry Nebraskans.
Yeah, the farmers are already angry.
Oh, they're always angry. Right. So back to the anti-vaxxers and this whole.
Debacle.
Yeah. I think. Did you hear about super gonorrhea going around on campus? Apparently. Well, apparently super gonorrhea is going around.
I heard something about gonorrhea.
Super gonorrhea is going around.
I know pneumonia was going around because, yeah, that happened.
Hey, you have it.
I had pneumonia for 4 weeks. They say I'm cured, but I still have the cough and I could still feel the fluid in my lungs.
Walter.
So, I went in, they took my weight. I lost 2 pounds in 2 weeks. I was at 113 around Christmas time because I couldn't retain any food.
Christmas to Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving time, yeah. I couldn't retain any food for 4 days except for water because I was purging all my food. And it wasn't because I was doing it like purposely, it was because every time I cough, I get this irony blood taste in my cough. So
Vomit.
it would cause me to vomit. So yeah.
How much? So you only lost 2 pounds from this?
I lost 2 pounds in 2 weeks. And within those 4 weeks, I lost about maybe 3 sort of pounds. But since from the start of the semester till now, I lost 12 pounds.
Want to know how much? So you remember when I got sick
Yes.
and I was destroying toilets everywhere I went?
Yeah.
Guess how many pounds I lost
How much?
in a matter of 3 days?
How much?
9 pounds.
Are you serious?
I lost 9 pounds. I went from on their scale with shoes on and like basically all my clothes but a coat. I went from 209 to 200.
I
I never vomited. I was just blowing everything in my intestines out.
Wow.
Once I was done blowing my butt out, all I had, I didn't use the restroom for a whole day because there was nothing left in me.
Oh God. Wow.
Which is the only, which I can think is the only reason why I got better.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, does Pepto ever work for you?
I never tried it.
It does not work for me. I've tried Pepto, does not work. Tums work. Pepto does not work. Like, they gave me some off-brand Pepto bills, which I paid like $6 for. Freaking
Yeah, they gave
Actually,
me.
they were Pepto tablets. I wanted the pills, they didn't have any. I was
They
like,
gave me amoxicillin. That helped for like 3 days, and then didn't help anymore. So I went in again. They gave me a steroid called levofloxacin.
yeah, steroids, let's go.
Yeah, they gave me a lot of medication. They gave me Sudafed.
So did that steroid have the same effects of like when I was on steroids?
That cleared. It worked.
Well, steroids are they're a last ditch, they're a last resort, but they work. Did you have the same side effects that I had?
What were your side effects?
Tons of freaking energy. And you were hungry as hell.
I couldn't eat anything because I couldn't retain anything.
So you were on a steroid and couldn't eat?
Mm-hmm.
Did it make you hungry?
No.
Oh.
I was really bad, and I was really tired. And I took over-the-counter.
Maybe you were just so...
I was so exhausted because I was working every single week.
Maybe you were so tired and so sick that it
That's how it was.
balanced out the steroids.
Yep.
Because, like, when I was on steroids, all I wanted to do was go run.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have mood swings?
I always have mood swings.
But, like, were they worse?
I don't know. They've been getting worse. They've just been getting worse.
Would you just go, like, from 1 minute, you're like, do, happy, 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 and the next minute you're lashing out at somebody? Because I would lash out at people at lunch.
I just been getting mood swings all the time.
They were like, Doc, you need to slow down with your food. I'm like, shut the hell up. I'm just like, give me that. And they're like, jeez, man.
I didn't get those type of mood swings.
I was like, and they're like, dude, what's your problem? Like, I am hungry.
Yeah. So I was taking the steroid with Sudafed with Claritin. So I was taking all three.
Why did you shoot us for Zyrtec?
Well, what happened, eventually my heart would race really badly, and it would feel like it was overheating. So I remembered I went to a movie that Thanksgiving, and I had to keep my hand cold from the pop, and then rest it on my heart to keep it cold because it was just racing, and it was painful. So yeah.
Aren't you also on my favorite drug?
Over-the-counter Sudafed?
Yes.
Yeah. I was on that.
You still have some, right?
I think so. But the nurses don't know that. Oh.
Good. How much do you have?
Still have a box and a half.
You can't make a lot of meth.
I only took it for 5 days, so...
That's what you said. We can't make a lot of meth with that, but we can make meth with it.
We're not making meth. We're making our own cesium.
What? That's easy.
Laboratory cesium.
We can make...
Except more explosive.
We can make cesium. Let's go to eBay here real quick.
Oh my god. Yeah, so
Cesium's pretty easy to make.
I still believe I have pneumonia. It's not as bad. I gave Phil pneumonia. But
Did he actually get it, or no?
He got pneumonia, but he bounced back. Because he had the same symptoms as me. But he bounced back within 2 weeks. And I'm on week 5 or 6. I think I'm on week 6 right now of pneumonia.
Bingo. Cesium chloride. It's going to be expensive.
$27?
For 50 grams? What's the yield on that? We can calculate that. We can take the atomic weights of cesium and chlorine. You know how to do that, right? I don't remember how to do that.
I haven't taken chemistry since junior year.
Of high school? Yeah, I'm doing a chemistry video, so I'm like relearning all this stuff. I had to relearn electron orbitals. I was just like, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah, we did some stuff like that in my biology class, but I didn't really pay attention that much.
45 grams. Cheaper than last time I checked. Shush, dog.
I think Phil's here.
Ah, look at this. 100 grams.
Finally.
Quiet over you there in the corner. Okay, Will is here, but again, he's still on probation, so he's just quiet in the corner. 100 grams for $55. Now, okay, let's see how much cesium metal is. Last time I checked, it's like $100. It's crazy. 15 milligrams microampule, 99.9% pure, $30. Screw you. Doesn't tell you 1 gram for $75? Oh my gosh. 25 milligrams, $22.49. Okay, that stuff's not even real. Ah, 10 grams, high purity, $279. Cody was right. It's easier just to make it yourself
Yeah.
than it is to buy it. That's pretty cool. I want one of those. So, you know how everybody says gallium? Oh, it's the liquid. Okay, so here's the thing. Do you know how all the YouTubers are playing with gallium all the time, you know?
No.
But, no, you know how they're, like, casting stuff with gallium? Like, oh my gosh, look at this fun liquid metal, you know? Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah.
You know, I went and looked it up. Everybody talks about how gallium almost almost melts at room temperature. No one ever talks about cesium. Cesium melts at a lower temperature than gallium.
Yeah, but you put it in water and boom.
Maybe that's the reason why. I'd like to see some YouTubers go play with cesium.
Can cesium blow up from hand sweat?
It will.
Like I know it blows. It
I've
reacts
seen
with water, but can it react with?
Cesium will catch
sweat.
fire. So like Cody's Lab, his 100,000 subscriber special. No, million subscriber special. He built a giant play button out of cesium.
Oh goodness.
It caught fire before it hit the water.
That's great.
So, yes. Yeah, cesium is like a golden color. So, yeah. Cesium will,
So it could react with hand sweat.
it will, if I have my elements book, it's sitting over on one of the tables. It's, he talked about how if you had cesium, it'd blow your hand off. Just by touching it.
Nice.
If you touch cesium, it's a lot of questions for you. How, and why, and you got some pear on you, boy. Because it will blow your hand off.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Probably blow off more.
I like to see these YouTubers like, guys, I got a liquid metal in today. We got cesium. Pours it out of the ampule, just explodes in their face.
You should have watched your YouTube videos if they want to know the real story.
I would watch that. I'd pay to watch that. I'd pay to watch these vloggers go and buy cesium and blow their hands off.
Probably on YouTube Premium.
Vloggers blowing their hands off?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what time we at? Not you.
24.
24 minutes, so it's about 20 minutes. Alright, well, we're kind of already talking about YouTube in general. Anyways, anti-vaxxers are gonna probably gonna bring the Ebola virus back once we kill it.
Make Ebola great again.
Anyways, let's moving on here. Alright, Dr. Sheep, podcast, episode 24. This is the Waterball and I. The Waterball commented drug tangent. If you've seen it, you know what that means. You haven't seen it yet, so. DIY number 12, Christmas tree decorating, a favorite video. We have all kinds of comments here. First comment is from Spazzy McGee. The presents, they're burning. Wrong. There. Yeah, you used the wrong there, bud.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, technically, from what I've learned in English, none of those are correct there. You're not even supposed to use there in that situation. You're supposed to use...
They are. The presents they're burning.
Well, no, you can't. No, because they're not they. They're it's.
Mm.
I don't remember. I think you're supposed to say the presents are burning. I don't think you're supposed to say they're burning. You're
Yeah.
supposed to say the presents are burning.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the water bottle is stunning yet simple. Thank you. Dr. She's #1 fan. Doc, this is epic. You should have used those new LED lights. They're pretty awesome. Yes. I thought there was more here to read, but there's a comma. Oh, what if we deleted it? Interesting. Whatever. He did have to. He did. I did notice it, and I'm sure if you're watching this far, you're Dr. Sheep's #1 fan. I did see you wrote my name, and then you edited it, because I can see because of the way YouTube notifications work. I saw the notification, but then when I went and looked at it online, you changed it. I was like a second away from like deleting the comment. But yes, we should use LEDs to be more conscious about the environment instead of lighting the tree on fire. But this was kind of just a joke of DIYs. Anyways, DIY 13. We had Firthy DIY. Somebody, I don't know if they're a subscriber, I don't know who they are, but they commented, "Hello, very nice video, continue minus the E, smiley emoji face."
Bethy?
Fethy? Well, Fethy, if you're watching, welcome to the channel. We don't do a lot of DIYs. I might keep doing DIYs just because they do okay.
They have 12 videos. I think they're fairly new.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, are they, there's no way to know if they're subscribed to me.
Yeah. I don't even know if they have subscribers.
You go to actually go to channels. If their subscriptions are public, you'll see me out. Well, Fethy DIY. Welcome to the channel. If you're subscribed,
Stay subscribed.
stay subscribed and watch. You have to watch. Ever since we got those new subscriptions from the DIY pumpkin carving, the momentum of the channel has declined because nobody's watching. And I do say in my channel trailer, subscribe, don't watch, I don't care. But at this point, I do kind of, it feels good to see the views go up. It feels good to see the interaction, the comments, the likes. It feels good to see that. But when I don't see that, I get depressed. Anyways, this is DIY number 13. Firthy, thank you for commenting. Welcome to the family. Please subscribe. But I guess you wouldn't see this if you're not subscribed, so...
Mm-hmm.
The Watermelon commented, I don't remember calling snow angel crap. I never texted him. Yes, we did discuss this long time ago. I'm not surprised you forgot. It's a long time ago, like elementary school, we discussed it was angel crap. The first time you came over to my house and it snowed, I think we discussed that it was angel crap. Anyways, how loud is sunlight? The Waterball commented, who knew sunlight could be so noisy? Spazzy McGee commented, don't put metal in the microwave, kids. Of course. We had the fork in the microwave.
I saw this picture. This person said, I just put this penny in the microwave. It came out all shiny. It's like, try it. And this person commented, don't try this. My house is currently burning and my dad is yelling at me.
What? I just saw Phil pull up. It is 11:40 and he's just now pulling up. See, we would have left if it wasn't for Kyle coming up. So thank you. At least we got this podcast done.
Sure.
Alright, on to our week's event. How are you been doing?
Getting better. Still sick.
Getting better all the time. I used to get mad at the copyright strikes. Oh, it's a Beatles
You're
song.
probably going to have to blur that.
Nah, it'll be fun. Blur what?
Because I've been drinking all that and I think I faced the logo towards the camera.
So what? It's Pepsi. Do you realize how many DIY channels show Coke logos and Pepsi logos?
Hey, maybe they could
sponsor us.
Sponsor.
I mean,
Pepsi, sponsor us.
they can sponsor you. I won't drink
We need
Pepsi.
money.
Your bubbly tastes like crap too. Your strawberry does.
He doesn't mean it. He's just giving an honest review.
Your strawberry bubbly tastes like fluoride.
Maybe
The
it is.
fluoride stuff you used to put on your teeth, you know, back at the dentist?
Yeah, we talked
That's
about
what it
this.
tastes like, huh?
We talked about this in that one review.
Why we did that video, I don't know. But we have a review on the channel. We have a review of sparkling waters, and we had bubbly on there, and it tastes like fluoride. Anyways, my week has been stressful, so my editing software updated. Have you heard the whole story?
I heard you were really mad about it,
So
but
let me
I never got this.
Let me explain. So my editing software, I knew there was an update coming. I was like, okay, that's fine. To get the new update, you had to pay for it. I wasn't too concerned. I wasn't going to pay for it. But mine worked just fine the way it was. Well, it came around to it. The software was like, hey, we're going to update. It didn't say that, hey, you're going to... It didn't... It said if you update, you will have... It didn't... So when you update, it's like, okay, you're going to be using the demo version. It says some features are not included. It doesn't say what features. Well, I'll explain to you what features are missing. It's one feature. One feature. Anyways, one very specific and important feature. Anyways, so I updated. It says, hey, make sure you have it backed up. I had mine backed up on a USB drive.
Yeah.
However, you needed the registration code. I did not have the registration code. I threw that registration code away because at no point did they ever tell me, ever, that I would need that registration code again.
That's fun.
Bill, we're recording the podcast. Anyways, nowhere to ever tell me I was going. Oh, yes, it's not Phil. Phil's
You
mom.
have to start wrapping presents. So I'm just,
Okay, well she's giving me the background.
no, I don't want to be in it.
It's
I just
too
wanna
late.
get my wrapping paper.
I'm not editing this out. I am doing this one cut as long as somebody doesn't swear.
She's
Or I
gonna
can
swear.
use the F-bomb.
I swear to God, if you do,
I'm trying to find my wrapping paper.
It's upstairs in the room.
Oh,
Then turn on the light.
can I?
not gonna affect me. If anything, it'll make it look better. Back on subject. Alright, so nowhere did it ever say I need this registration code. Wow, that's actually really nice. And, okay, so nowhere did it ever say I need the registration code. So, I was like, whatever. I go, and I'm using new software. Honestly, I think it added some new effects. That was about it. I didn't really notice anything else.
Mhm.
Little change of layout was a little different. Honestly, it was like, well, this is a pretty lame update. Well, as I finished the podcast, so podcast 25 or whatever, 24, podcast 24, as I finished it, I went to push export, and it's like, you're using the demo version. You can't export the video.
Mhm.
And I blew up.
This was for the short film, right?
No, I hadn't started editing the short film, which I have no idea when it's going to come out. It might be months. I have no idea. Anyways, so I was like, okay then. I was thinking about upgrading to Adobe Premiere Rush through the Adobe Premiere at the time, Adobe Premiere Pro through the university. I was like, okay then, I'll do that. Well, I got even more pissed off because apparently the university doesn't provide Adobe Premiere Pro. They provide Adobe Premiere Rush. I was like, fine, it does literally everything my old editing software does, except it doesn't have, I don't think, this wide selection of music, and it also doesn't do green screens and doesn't do some of the effects, but most of the effects you can do in After Effects, which we do have, thankfully. So I was like, okay. It was acting a little funky. the playback was like green and magenta, like a pink,
Oh, okay.
and it was like the image was shifted. Well, the podcast rendered just fine, came out perfectly fine. I began to work on the Christmas tree video. I edited it just fine, except for the playback, and it came out corrupted. Like, the video would still play, but it was the pink and magenta. The pink and green, I should say. And the shifted video. I was like, okay, now what? So, I looked it up online. So, it says, update Intel graphics drivers. I tried. They wouldn't update. They did update, but then the BIOS for the laptop wouldn't update. And you kind of need to update the BIOS so they could also update the Intel graphics drivers. I was like, okay, be that way. I kind of started screwing around the BIOS. I broken my computer at this point.
Oh,
And now every time you turn it off or restart it, it pops up a blue screen that says enter your recovery key. I've since then screenshotted my recovery key, which is like a 30-40 digit long string of numbers.
Oh.
So it takes like 4 minutes to get logged
you should
in.
copy that, put it in like in your notes or a Google Doc, so you can just copy and paste it the next time.
You can't. You're locked out of the computer.
Oh, goodness.
You have to enter this in. Because I screwed around the BIOS and pushed one button that screwed it up.
You should take it in.
Well, I took it into Husker Tech. Because I was like, okay, what's going on here, guys? And they're like, okay, here's some options. So they're like, okay, try and fix Adobe Premiere Rush. Your BIOS thing, don't worry about that for now. The recovery key, don't worry about that. I was like, okay. And so, I did everything they said to do. Didn't fix it. I brought it back in, like, well, you have two options. You either A, uninstall and reinstall Windows, and then B is it's a hardware problem which we don't know what to do. And I'm like, I have to what? And in what I call, and I'm sure it's actually probably called this in the industry, nuke your computer. You have to back up all your files, and then nuke your PC. Wipe Windows from it, back Windows up to a flash drive, and then reinstall Windows.
Oh, that sounds like a fun thing.
I am not happy. No part of me is happy. No part of me wants to do this. I called my brother, and I had texted my brother, and he's like, well, all I'm going to be able to do is read the instructions to you. If you really want help, that's all I'm going to do. Otherwise, you probably can figure it out. You know more about this than I do at this point. Because he's like, Windows 10 is all download based, there's no disks. Because he's like, you're going to need the disks. Does Windows 10 even have disks? And I'm like, Windows 10 does not have disks, my brother. So yeah. Well, luckily that podcast didn't have dual channel audio. We're not dual channel, but has dual audio. So you have the audio from the GoPro and the audio from the microphone, and I have to sync those. Luckily, it doesn't have that. Luckily, the last podcast didn't have that, so I could use Windows Video Maker, and all the other ones I could use Windows Video Maker, and it can do some basic stuff, cut, paste together. I wanted to add some music to the how loud is sunlight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't do it because I didn't have my editing software. I have this short film that's really awesome. I can't wait for it to come out, but it's not going to happen. Not until I get my laptop fixed, which I have no idea when that'll be. At this point, I'm just like, I'll just save up the money and build a PC at this point.
Is this your school? This is your school one, isn't it?
This is my school laptop.
Oh, no.
This isn't the one here.
Oh, it sucks.
Phil, we're recording. Oh, hello. It's your dad. Everybody's coming to join us down here.
No.
I mean, not join, but partake. Anyways, and then today I've been up since 5 o'clock, went to bed at 11,
It's great.
because work, well, I didn't have to open the day. I chose to open so I could record this now. But we're recording it so late, I could have just gone to work at 2 and gotten off at 9, 10 o'clock, and then come here. It wouldn't have changed anything. Because I'm not done with the video script. Oh, because I was at work. Yesterday and today. Right, so, that's how my week's been going. I'm in hell. Oh, finals! How'd you do on your finals?
There was a class where my grade was so high, I can get 5 out of 180 and still pass
On what?
biology, and I hate that class. Like, it's a decent class, it's just, I didn't like it because it's not what I was interested in. But yeah, I can get a 5 out of 180, which is like a .02 and still pass the class.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
There's still the fact that one test can make or break your grade.
That's my calculus class right now, which pretty sure I failed it.
You know what? I can't look that up because you'll see my password. I want to see how I did, because all the grades should be in.
Yeah, one of my classes is a 99.67. Love that class so much.
I had a class. It was my entrepreneurship class that was online. I missed, I think, what? Oh gosh, I want to look this up now. Oh man.
I won't look.
Well, no, it's the camera. You want to just cover the camera up real quick?
The camera will show?
Yeah, because you'll see my password. Oh, thank you. Alright, I'm going to go to our login website. Okay. Log into my thing here.
Is the camera like connected to the...
No. So they'll see me type on the keyboard.
Oh, and they could...
Alright, they can see it now. No more things to do.
You need to do that. You never did that. You really need to do that.
Why?
Oh, goodness.
There were no repercussions for me doing it or not doing it.
It's just nice for them to have that information.
Alright, let's look at my grades here, shall we? Here's public policy. How did I do? How did I do on the final paper?
You're missing an assignment.
No, technically I'm not.
Oh, is that one of those optional things?
Yes.
Yeah, I have optional assignments in one of my classes.
Final paper. She still hasn't entered it yet? Are you kidding me?
Don't blow up.
Are you kidding me? It's Saturday. You're supposed to have the grades in.
One of my things isn't going to be graded till Sunday.
Okay, maybe I'll give her some more time. Alright, let's look at environmental law. This is the one I was super nervous about. I don't think he's graded that either. What the frick?
What's your grade in the class?
You
You have a D?
Yep, D. Average exam grade, 60. Oh, I got up to a 60! Yes! That's actually really good.
Did you not like the class?
I didn't care. I didn't do anything.
Is this the class you show up really early for?
No. This class, let me tell you about this class. This class is an online class. There's 4 tests. That's it. No assignments, no papers, nothing. It is just 4 tests. Why? Who cares? It's just 4 tests. All the material's online. His lectures don't work. They don't have audio, most of them.
Oh, that sucks.
And actually, no, they don't even work at all, because they all require Adobe Flash Player. Nobody has Adobe Flash Player anymore because it's obsolete. It got canceled. So, you can't play it. Because I can't get Adobe Flash Player because of, my virus protection won't let it install. So I just gave up.
I'm pretty sure I have Adobe.
Well, I have the university's virus protection. But this is good. Now, a D is enough to pass for my major.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Normally it's like a C.
I need a D minus to pass.
Wow.
So I got a 60 out of 100. No, but really saved me though is I did really well on the multiple choice. Look at this. Look how well I did in this multiple choice. 141 out of 185 compared to what I had been doing, like a 162 out of 336.
God.
So I did really well. But the thing was though, it had a bunch of trade in it, and I
like trade?
I love trade. It's my favorite thing. So, okay, I passed that class. That was the one I was kind of worried about. I guess I got all 18 credits. I guess I'm not concerned about anything else. Issues in agriculture. I didn't take the final. My grade should be in.
You didn't take a final?
No, he drops your lowest grade. He still has yet to enter it, so he's not done either. Oh my gosh, these professors are so amazing. Intermediate macro. This should be done. This guy's usually on top of things. He's usually pretty much on top of things. He gets stuff done. Oh yeah, I got a 65 in this class. I forgot about that. That's extra credit. Okay, final grade 65. Attendance 8. Hey, I got my perfect attendance score. Yep, quiz 7, which was the final. It was my lowest grade. It was my lowest test grade. I knew that. I knew that. I didn't have to take it. I took it anyways, but I bombed it. 65. A D.
Nice.
So 2 Ds. That's not good. Alright, Business Government Society. Is he I think he's done. Is this by paper? It's by paper. How did I do? How did I do? Final exam. I knew that. Oh, it was just the final exam grade? Oh, he hasn't graded anything. And it's just Kyle's bombing it. He's still. Oh my. What is. Not a single one of my professors has finished grading, other than my macroeconomics professor and my environmental law.
Wow.
Well, I guess business systems. So right now I have 9 credits.
Nice.
Macro, my business class, my entrepreneurship class, and my environmental law. Nothing else is graded. Jesus. Alright, that's enough of that. So I didn't do great, but I passed everything. The 2 classes I was worried about, I passed, so.
That's good.
Alright, last news topic. Hemp fields offer late-season pollen source for stressed bees. It wouldn't be a Dr. Sheep podcast if it didn't mention marijuana.
Or bees.
Huh?
Bees.
We never talk about bees.
Well, we could start. Minecraft has bees now.
Ah, yes. I've been playing with the bees. That sounds wrong.
I'm getting it to work. The beehive and the bee nest, those things are basically the exact same thing.
Oh, bee nest is non-craftable.
Yeah, those you have to find, but you can make the beehive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you need to, like, shear bee nests.
Yeah, you have to share both of them to get them.
Well, yeah, but you need to shear the bee nest
Yeah.
to get honeycomb to make a beehive.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I guess we are we gonna play Minecraft? Are we gonna play Minecraft tomorrow? Do we have time?
I don't work Sunday or Monday, so
So we play Minecraft all day Monday morning then?
that could possibly work.
Because we're gonna have to record a video tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I'll have to finish the essay, the script. We're playing Minecraft Monday morning, Will. Okay. So whenever you guys
Would it
get your
work-
butts out of bed.
Would it work for you to Yeah, because you can play it at your house and I can play it at my house.
Yeah, I'll have to. What? We are fine. I don't care what time it
We're
goes
fine
to.
on time. It's midnight.
What about a controller? I don't. What are you?
Just forget about it.
I don't. His sign language is crap.
He doesn't know sign language.
Remember, you're not coming back on the podcast until like podcast 30. So
Oh wow.
probation.
There's paper in that room. Go right on it.
Oh, he's gonna be in the shot, and I told him he can't
No.
be in it.
He's
Other
trying
than the 1 second where he blocked the camera.
he's trying to be a skinny.
He is skinny. He's skin and bone.
No, he's trying to be a skinny legend fit through a what is that? The stereo and a
Filing cabinet.
filing cabinet. Which reminds me, we should put that filing cabinet in here.
Is it empty?
It should be.
Oh. I don't know where you're putting it.
Well, if we rearrange, I said we rearrange this stuff. We could put some of. We could do that after this podcast is done.
It's gonna be. It's midnight.
You don't want to stay any longer?
Well, I don't think I'm allowed to stay with him any longer. Plus, he has to get up tomorrow. The rest of us schmucks don't have to. You ready for Star Wars Monday? Other than it's gonna be trash.
I don't know. Cinematically, I think it's gonna be amazing
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great.
because of like how far we've gone in the movie industry.
I think it's gonna be a great movie.
I think cinematically, it'll be good.
Great. What time are we? I don't know. Whenever we
we
get
wake
up.
up. Okay.
We're college students. We wake up whenever we want.
Cinematically, it will be amazing. Continuity, it is gonna be horrible. Will it beat Last Jedi?
Yes.
Probably.
Anything
At this
last-
point, anything's better than Last Jedi. The
Well, Attack of
Mandalorian.
the Clones. I have to rewatch Attack of the Clones.
The continuity was still better because that's when George Lucas was directing.
Yeah, and my friend told me, when did fuel ever matter in the Star Wars series? I'm like, they freaking mentioned it in Revenge of the Sith. Shut the heck up.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's like, I need some fuel. They also mentioned it in the Clone Wars television series. The Zillo Beast?
Yeah.
Anybody remember those
I
episodes?
remember the Zillo Beast arc.
Yes, I liked the Zillo Beast arc. I just rewatched it because my friend has Disney Plus.
Yeah. The Mandalorian, great.
I like the Mandalorian.
I like it.
Have you seen the latest one?
No, because I don't have Disney Plus.
It's a cliffhanger, so it's
Yeah,
a good
I'll
thing
have to
you
watch
haven't
it.
seen it.
Yeah.
Well, I heard from
Honestly, I really don't know. It's not Star Wars.
what?
Like, I know it's Star Wars brand.
Oh,
It's not Star Wars. They never should have had two directors. I think if they kept...
we're talking about episode 8 now. I thought we were talking about The Mandalorian.
Oh, no, we're
So I had the
talking
Mandalorian theme music going through my head.
Yeah. I think if they kept the same director, J.J. Abrams, for all three movies,
It would have been okay.
it would have been okay. It would be a lot better.
Do you think?
Continuity would have been way better, but it still has that Star Wars continuity that I don't like.
Do you think he would have made her Betty Sewers? Betty.
Oh, Lazy... No.
Lady Sue or Sue Lady?
Lazy Sue? No.
Betty Sue. Let's call her Betty Sue.
No, I know...
Let's just call her Sue.
Oh my god, what is it called?
Basically, she's good at everything. Do you think it would have made her like good at everything in like the 8th episode, or no?
What character are you talking about, Ray?
Yes, of course. I'm talking about Rey. Who else? Nobody cares. Why do you care?
Mary Sue.
Ah, that's what it is.
I don't
Who
know.
cares?
I really don't know.
We get up on whatever. It's gonna be your problem. You wanted to come along. Actually, I did drag you along this. We went to
I
the
don't
con back, but I hadn't forgotten the freaking periodic table. We cooked this all in my house. We went to actually like destroyed our lungs with lithium hydroxide.
I don't know. At this point, she does kind of seem like a Mary Sue.
Oh, she very much so is.
Don't break that. Don't tip. It's not made for that.
Break it, bye.
No, you're probably almost like $50.
50. That chair's a relic.
Handcrafted.
That chair's a relic. Anyways, back to these bees. Minecraft bees are great. Oh, this is what? It's just a headline.
Ha! Okay.
What? What? It's just a headline.
It's a cliffhanger. They're waiting for the next podcast.
They're waiting for 2020 to give me the rest of this bee thing. All right. Okay. Hemp provides late.
I think we're good.
What the? I am beyond pissed.
I know.
We didn't even talk about marijuana. But I guess not. Oh, okay. Oh boy, we've gone longer than the last podcast because it's
Yeah.
over. What? How much time we at?
I think we're near an hour. 56 minutes. Do you want to get 4 minutes in?
No. We need to get more than that because we spent like 3 minutes just getting ready. So this is a good amount of time for the podcast. So 2020 starts from the time you guys see this, which will be the 27th. So the 2020 will be next Wednesday. So see you guys next month, next year, and next decade. Oh, all the dads. Have you seen that meme?
I don't know.
All the dads are like, see you next year. No, somebody needs to do one. Alright, I'm calling upon you, my boomas, to make a meme about 1999 dads on December 31st, 1999. When they're all talking about, see you next millennia, see you next century, see you next decade, see you next month, see you tomorrow. Flex.
Oh no.
See you next year as well. Stop. That was some Fortnite crap. You are on probation. Again. Longer. Podcast 30, he might come back. Anyways, we got 25 podcasts in 1 year. I don't think that was the maximum we could have done. I think 26 was. I think we could have squeezed one more in there in January. I don't honestly remember. I think we started, one cycle later in January. What did he say?
I want to read as you just dabbered.
Yeah, I know I
but
just dabbed.
I think it's dab.
Yeah, I know I dabbed. But you did this weird X-dab thing. That's Fortnite crap. Get him out of here. And dabbing came before Fortnite, so shut up. And don't try to tell me otherwise. Dabbing's been around for a long time, fool. You're Fortnite crap. What is he saying now? The X thing is PewDiePie.
He's on X Games mode.
I think he's high. He's on this low THC.
It's past his
cannabis.
bedtime.
It is past his bedtime. It's past my bedtime.
Not mine.
Past everybody's bedtime.
Okay.
Anyways, comment below, low THC hemp. And, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcast every other Friday, 2 p.m. Central Time. See you next year, and good night.